Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Storm Sage. I'm out of retirement, so let's go ahead and jump into my league starter plans. The Stag or the Bambi build, as I'm gonna coin it. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna be going to Spiritwalker. Spiritwalker is the new ascendancy class for the Huntress. It's basically got a lot going on with it, but there are Spirit Beast. I think the Asmiri Wisp mechanic, you know, it's poo, right? It's big ass, but this is us utilizing those spirits for ourselves. And so there's going to be a stag, a owl, and a bear. Now, at first, I was thinking we were going to do owl gameplay because I'm just thinking that the owl, I don't know where I'm getting that from, was going to be the lightning or the projectile. So I was like, okay, cool. Then they showed us the clip of these deer, these stags hopping around doing shot ground AoEs. I'm sold. Okay, here's my money. Here's my money, GGG. So basically, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be focusing on the stags. I don't see anybody doing this, and I understand there's a lot of unknowns with this particular class. Interesting enough, they did add a little line here, unarmed. So if you want to do some monk, some quarterstaff monk shenanigans, you can, but we're not going to do that. We're going to just play Huntress, regular spears, and we're going to be playing melee Huntress. It's been done before, but I think it really works with the theme of this particular class. This one also has the Tame Beast. We're not going to be doing Beast, Tame Beast. There's not really a lot of, I think, other than the big bird from the Trials of Chaos that I really like, that I saw from the choice. I know everybody wants to monkey boom, kind of do the DBZ monkeys, but I'm cool. We're gonna be doing our stags, and so we're gonna be looking at Vivid Stampede. Vivid Stampede states that it converts 60% of physical damage to lightning, and then it has a 50% more chance to shock, and also there's a shockwave radius is around 2 meters. Stags leap 4 times. Keep that in mind. And shock ground is left after when they're done with their stampede. So this looks interesting. Of course, the trigger for this is you gain a vivid wisp for every 20 meters you move, up to a maximum of 3. Expend all vivid wisps to trigger vivid stampede when you attack. So what we need to find out is if it stacks up to 3, and then we can release these guys, or even if we have 1 or 2, will it release them? So we need to kind of make that, we need to figure that out. Okay. And we also need to know, we did see where this says 20 meters, but we did show 10 meters on another, on something else. So we got to see how many meters it's going to make us kind of hop around. But because this is based on distance, we're going to be utilizing distance abilities within the Huntress architect in order to make it work. So the abilities we're going to be utilizing early game are going to be just our pair. We're going to be parrying. I know you hate the parry gameplay. I am not playing Twisters, man. Twisters, click, 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 click. I'm just joking. Twisters is fun. I've done it before. I don't feel, I want to do something different. So we're going to not do Twisters, but we're going to do, we're basically going to be utilizing Call the Weak, Fangs of Frost, and with our parry. So we're going to parry, we're going to jump into packs with Pounce. That's been added, that was added in 0.4 with the class I used, the wolf. That's what I leveled up to level 90, I believe, the wolf class, the druid with the oracle. But we're going to be we're jumping to packs with Pounce. We're going to parry, we're going to Fangs of Frost, and then we're going to Call the Weak. That's going to give us our frenzy charges, and we're going to expend those frenzy charges with Lightning Spear and Storm Lance. That is it. That is what we're going to be doing the entire pretty much 3 to 4 acts of the campaign. Couple changes have been made though. We are going to be speccing to Primal Strikes, and Primal Strikes has been updated and changed to a level 9 gem. They've switched it with Tame Beast in order to kind of give people the ability to use Tame Beast when they get their first ascendancy. So we're not going to be able to jump into Primal Strikes as early as I thought, but that just means when we get to that 9, once we get to those gym level 9 cuts, we'll be changing up our build completely. Pretty much turning everything into thunderous sleep, primal strikes, and we'll have our deer, our stags by then, and so we'll have that shot ground everywhere as well. So just keep that in mind. Remember, when you're utilizing lightning spear, storm lance, they are barrageable, so you want to hit your barrage button in order to do more damage with them. Lightning spear was nerfed, but it's not bad. People are going crazy talking about how bad lightning spear is. You just need frenzy charges, so that's why we are going to again pounce into groups, parry, Fang of Frost, Call the Weak, charge up our, and we'll just keep doing that, charge up our frenzy charges. We get into a nice little pack of enemies we feel like we can decimate. We'll throw out a 3 frenzy charge lightning spear, or you can do it 3 times with each lightning spear you throw. Storm Lance also is great for bossing. Remember, Storm Lance is also barrageable, so we can, once we get further down the line, we'll be switching over into Pounce, Thunderous Sleep, and still utilizing Call the Weak in order to gain those frenzy charges. And we'll just be primal striking anything that's on shot ground. Anytime we see a shot ground, so we really want to stack that primal strikes. Remember, primal strikes is strong. Let me go ahead and click on it real quick for you guys. Primal strikes has this final strike damage here. It can, remember, it consumes shock. There's a bunch of supports that will add to this damage too, of consuming a shock. It cannot shock, but that's fine. We're gonna be utilizing a bunch of shock ground, and it has a high melee damage. And then the spirits that shoot out of it, can go up to 435% attack damage, convert to 100% of your physical, so you still want a really physical spear. And they go across the screen. So this is going to be, we're going to be adding some electrocution to this later on down the road, and it's going to really be a fun ride. So melee Huntress is already a thing. Primal Strikes has already been strong, but it's thematic. Look at it. It's got a deer as the gem, as the gem picture. Obviously, it is to be made and utilized with our stags. So let's go ahead and jump into the next thing I want to talk. All right, so just to kind of jump in, we kind of talked a little bit about the ascendancy, but let's talk about the other nodes. So in this ascendancy, because we're utilizing the spirits animals instead of the tame beast portion of it, we are locked into all of them. Okay, we're locked in, so we got to use all 3 of them to the best of our abilities. The owl provides you with a primal bounty skill where you can have you get a maximum amount of projectiles you can release. So if we're utilizing our lightning spear or our storm lances, we'll get some extra projectiles with them after we dodge roll and gain up these owl feather stacks. This works really well with our build, not if you're trying to spam it, but it works really well with our build because we're not going to be utilizing those projectiles every pack. So we're going to be mainly meleeing, going in, meleeing, Call the Weak if we need to build up those frenzy charges if we have to, but primal striking mostly. So this node is good for us because we'll have those stacks, those owl feather stacks ready, and we can shoot them off when we see rares. Rares are going to be the main thing that you're going to want to have these stacks for. Get those storm lances out, get those lightning spears out to really clear a screen. The other thing is the bear. The bear is the wild, go ahead right here, the wild protector. I cut it off a little bit, but basically it's a spirit companion that maims, intimidates, and leeches life on its slam. This is just, we're going to be using him, our little bear cub, we're going to be using him as a defensive layer. We're going to be in there, we're going to be melee, we're going to be pouncing, we're going to be thunderous leaping everywhere. We need protection, and this guy will help with that. That's all. Just keep that in mind. We're not gonna, there's a couple of support gems I know that are really defensive, helps with kind of siphoning damage off from the bear from us. We're going to be running a dex deflection with life, so it's going to be beautiful. The last reason, and the reason why we you pretty much have to submit yourself to the spirits, is because of Sacred Unity. Sacred Unity is a free allocation that can only be clicked on when you choose at least, you have at least one node in all of these 3 spirits. So that passive skill is Spirit gains Embrace in the Wild, which is an extra defensive layer where it's granting 2% of max life, and it also deflects, not deflects, but transfers 8% of that damage back to the bear. So from you to the bear. So that's beautiful. That's perfect. The biggest reason why we have to take this is because if you're going like we're specifically locked in on these stags. Vivid stags leap towards enemies. This is just a quality of life that you have to have if you're gonna stick. The stags, I think, originally just shot off in one straight line. Okay, and so this caused them to basically homing missiles. Think of homing stag missiles. And so this is going to be great once we can figure out how to really get these stags online and get more of them duplicated and multiplied. That's just beautiful. Central projectile of owl feather and power skills leaves a trail of soaring ground. This is why lightning spear a little bit better than Stormlance when it comes to this specifically, because the soaring ground grants 30% increased evasion and 40% increased damage while on full life, allies with allies standing on it. Every 4 seconds, and we're gonna try to increase this. I think 4 is a little bit low. Hopefully we can extend this effect. Maybe we may not be able to, but 4 seconds is short. But you want to kind of every so often when you're getting into a new screen, new packs, end game, you want to go ahead and shoot off your lightning spears, and we're gonna have ricochet, we're gonna have all of that, and it just have the whole screen littered with that soaring ground. Big thing for bosses too. You want to continue. You want to just shoot. Almost want to shoot a wall with the lightning spear, just so that it can ricochet, bounce all over. So we're always on soaring ground. That's just a huge defensive layer since we're going to be stacking evasion anyway. And 40% increase of damage is 40% increased damage, and that goes for all allies. So if your stags are on soaring ground, they will be doing more damage. Our bear will be doing more damage. If we have any tame beasts going on with this particular build, they will be doing more damage. It's just going to be beautiful to see. So that's going to be important. We'll see which is Stormlance is still okay with the soaring ground, still works. If not, we're going to have to do one of those larger spear throw abilities, because it's based off of the central projectile of the owl, of whatever you're shooting off. So we'll see how we can work it. We'll figure it out, trust me. All right, and for the final thing I want to talk about is the end game. So every league I do, it's a movie. Okay, so we have some type of goal, something that we're going to reach for, so that you guys can be in the same boat as me, you know, pushing me on, helping me on, doing whatever you want to do. But for this league, it's the pursuit of divinity, or whatever however you want to say it. But this is why. This is my chase unique for this league, the Ordained Grand Spear. Unfortunately, I am pretty sure it is the pinnacle. It's the new pinnacle boss that I'm gonna have to farm to try to get this. But this is beautiful. So if you take a look at here, we are, that went away. Cool. So we are, as you can see, the damage is a physical, lightning, level 20 righteous descent, and I'll go ahead and play the video here in a second so you can see it. It increases our melee strike range. So again, with the build we're running, this is why we are sticking to melee specifically, is because this spear is the in-game chase item for me, and we'll be able to increase our melee strike range with primal strikes. That goes for Thunderous Leap. That goes for Call the Weak. That goes for all of those melee specific skills that we're going to be using. If you look below, you see 224% increased physical damage. You have that 1 to 261 lightning damage. Definitely want to get that node where lightning is lucky. 6.9 6.95% base crit to this weapon. Beautiful. I think this one's almost at 12% base crit, which is crazy. Any type of crit modifiers will send this to the moon. It does have some strength. It looks like that is necessary for it. So about 68, 70 strength that we're going to need. Once you get to those later levels, that shouldn't be a problem. We'll definitely hit that dex amount there. But the big ones are life leech recovered based on your lightning damage as well as physical damage, and creates fragments of divinity in your presence every 4 seconds, which is big. This is going to add on to our bossing that we are going to be maybe needing a little extra flavor for our bossing for this build. Let's go ahead and play the video. And so this looks, it gives us leech too. So you'll be able to leech that physical and that lightning. And look at those fragments. It's lightning fragments. It's beautiful. And as you can see, gets the wings and dies down. And it pops those up down right with our thunder asleep, right at home with our pounce thunder asleep. Called those movement skills will hopefully it moves more than that. But with those movement skills, look at that. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't go that far. But anyways, it's going to all kind of go into that whole idea of jumping around, pouncing around, getting those meters up, shooting off those stags. And so that is going to be my chase item. And so we are on the road to Divinity. I hope you guys will join me. I will be doing a day 1, day 2, and 3 follow-ups on my build. If you guys are interested or want to follow this build when you do play the Spiritwalker, this is going to be a long season, it's a long stretch. So if you decide you want to play Spiritwalker and want to play this melee build, I will make sure to get something going for y'all. Thinking I'm going to use mobalytics, but only if there is a need and want for it after my day 1, day 2 builds kind of go up. Again, I appreciate y'all. This is my league starter. I know there's a lot of stuff missing in this, but it's my first one. Give me some time. I'll have everything that's needed in order to make these something special for you guys. Again, always follow your ninja way, and Storm Sage out. Peace.